Hi everyone, this is Johnny here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be unboxing something which has actually got to do with audio, but it's actually a microphone from Fifine. It's called the AMPLIGAME A8. This is actually, it's a microphone. It's like a condenser mic. Fifine actually sent me this to actually test and review, and it just arrived I think about 2 days ago. So today we're going to be unboxing this, but before that, let's get into the website. Alright, I'm actually currently in the Lazada website. It's actually Lazada Singapore. There's a video here. Let's click on the video and see. Alright, this is using a USB, plug and play, multi-angle adjustment. It comes with its own stand. Okay. Multi-color gradient. Okay, the different colors you can actually change. Okay, so there's a button, and there's also a, wait, there's something behind it. Okay. So it has a knob at the back of the microphone for you to actually adjust the volume. Now this volume is actually the strength, means how much voice or what we call audio gain. All right, is the microphone audio gain. All right, if you, let's say you're using it for like this kind of stuff, and the volume is a little bit softer, you can boost it so that you know your voice will sound a bit louder on the other end. Yeah, it comes with a pop filter. Oh, that's nice. Okay. There's a the stand is shock mounted as well. Okay, this is a headphone jack. Right, you can PC, PlayStation, Mac. Okay, that's cool. Right. I have two of the devices, which is I have a Windows laptop, I have a Mac laptop. This is something that I can actually test it out. Alright, so this is the video. Let's look at the first image. Alright, so this is actually the product itself. You can see here the microphone with the pop filter, and it's actually mounted on the stand. And here you see that there's a cable. I think it's a USB-C to USB-A. So this is a third image. Alright, so there's a button for you to control the RGB light. So there's 3 different types. You can choose static color, or you can choose dynamic multi-color gradient, or you can choose dynamic solid color gradient. At the top of the microphone is a touch button for mute and unmute. I think this is really very good, and then it will actually change its color accordingly. As you can see here, green is actually active, the microphone is active. Red, it means the microphone is muted. Alright, this is pretty nice. This is pretty, just a tap and then the microphone will be muted or unmuted. Nice touch. Alright, so over here you can see that the microphone now, it's not mounted on its own stand, but it's mounted like an arm. Alright, this is like a microphone arm. It's an arm extension. Alright, so this shows this various possibility. I mean, some of you may not want to use a stand. You have your own arm extension. Yeah, you can mount it onto the arm. See at the bottom it says that the adjustment knob, though it doesn't really mention how much is the boost. Alright, what's the decibel boost? Okay, we see the next picture. Yes, a headphone jack output so they can hear your own voice as you talk. Really nice. Okay, over here it shows what is in the box. You can see here, this is the microphone with its own stand. There's a pop filter. Well, right. It's a USB-C to USB-A cable. 6.5 feet, that is about 2 meters. Right. And then there's a pivot mount with a screw adapter. This is for you to actually mount it onto your own extension arm if you have a microphone arm. Plug and play. So over here it shows the microphone and the various devices and platform is compatible with. It's Windows, PlayStation, Mac OS. Okay, let's scroll down and see what else it has. Okay, the rest of it is all the same as what we have saw earlier. Okay, over here I see a little bit more detail here. Is that the stand which is it comes with is also a shock mount. Right, so you can see here that, let me zoom in. Okay, you can see this 3 like white thing over here. Right, So this acts like a shock, it's like a suspension. So the microphone is actually like kind of like suspended in mid-air. So if you were to touch it or actually bump into it, you know, the microphone won't really shake a lot. Oh, the microphone is in a different color. This one is in a white color and it's in pink. Wow, okay. So then it comes to the guarantee, right? So the company actually offers a 1-year guarantee from the date of purchase. All right, so let's get into the product. All right. So let's get into the box, and before we do that, let's look at what is on the packaging. So this is the front of the box. You can see the name AMPLIGAME A8 by Fifine. Right, it's an RGB mic. It's part of this microphone series. Okay, so this is the product itself. Multi RGB light, full voice, less noise, easy to use and instant. Right, it's a USB gaming microphone at the side, at the back. Alright, there's a type of condenser mic. So over here, the pattern, cordial, output USB. So you actually draw power from the USB. Okay, so it's handy, function keys, various RGB light, practical accessories, stable mic stand, plug and play, clear sound. Okay, right, so over here, yes, labeled some of the parts is A, B, C, D, all the way to E, F, G, H. Alright, so A is actually a pop filter, which is this one. B is actually the shock mount. C is actually the the headphone jack. D is actually a Type C. E is actually the tap to mute button at the top of the microphone. F is actually more of the RGB light. G is actually the RGB light button. H is actually the volume control. H the volume control here. Okay, then over here is actually more of an indication of the color. I'm not too sure mine is what. I hope it's black color. And it's actually manufactured in China. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. Once you open up the top, you see that there's a foam here, and there's a cutout. All right, looks like a smile, right? Like a minion. Okay, so you have a user guide. This is more of the company, like a message. Nice. What is this? Okay, let's pull out the product itself. Okay, wow. So this is the microphone itself. You can see from the top view, right? You can see the suspender here. You see, they are like rubber bands. So when I tap on it, yeah, shock. It will prevent the thing from, like, you know, moving too much. Right, so it's actually suspended. Okay, so mine is actually black color. So this is actually a pop filter. Oh, I didn't notice that there's a smiley face on the pop filter. Not too sure you can see it, but from my angle it's actually quite subtle. You know, like two eyes at the side and then a smiley face here. So there's a knob here for you to unscrew it, wind it. So at the top you will see this is the mute button. You can tap it, and at the back, the lighting, and then the knob. So let's see what else is in the box. First thing I see, it's the connector cable. One end is actually USB-C, the other end is a cap. It's a USB-A cap. Nice to have a cap on. You can just keep it protected. I mean, what's inside? This is actually a mount for you to probably mount it to your own microphone boom arm. All you need to do probably is just to unscrew this, and then you can just take it out. Yep. And you just mount this on, and you can just mount it onto your own arm via here. Alright, so let me just put everything back. So let's test it out and see how is it like. Right, hi everyone. So for this segment, I'm actually going to be testing the Fifine Ampligame A8 USB gaming microphone. I have it actually right now in front of me. I actually placed it on the table right now on my desk so that you can't really see it, but I'm actually using it right now, and it's actually connected, hooked up right now to my M1 MacBook Air, and I'm actually using the camera, the main camera on my iPhone 12 mini to actually do this entire recording. Now, so do let me know what you think of the audio quality coming out from the microphone itself.
It's currently, because it's actually placed on the desk, I'm going to measure the distance of it away from my mouth. A measuring tape here. So currently it's about 40 centimeters, or it's about 16" away from my mouth. Right, so this is the quality of the audio level. And just to tell you, share a little bit with you on about the microphone setting on my MacBook Air, is that currently the microphone itself, okay, the volume knob is set at 50%, and then on the MacBook Air, the volume gain is around, I think, 55 or 60%. I'll include a screenshot so that you can actually see what are the settings I've actually done within the M1 MacBook Air, so that it's something that you can be of a reference if you want to do some settings on your own. Okay, so right now I'm actually going to switch to the built-in microphone on my M1 MacBook Air so that you can actually hear the difference. And I'm doing the switch now in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so I've actually switched to the built-in microphone on my M1 MacBook Air. So do let me know what you think of the microphone quality. So just to let you know, the distance of the built-in microphone on the M1 MacBook Air is about, let me do the measurements here from the screen. It's about 60 cm. Alright, from my mouth. Yep, about 60 cm as you can see from here. About 59, 58 cm, which is roughly about 22" away from where my mouth is. Alright, so the distance is about 22 inches or 58 centimeter. So here you can see actually make a difference. You can do a comparison on the microphone quality between the A8 mic and the built-in M1 MacBook Air, and these are actually from a pretty good distance. Alright, so now I'm actually going to switch back to the A8 microphone in 3, 2, 1. Alright, I've actually switched back to the Fifine A8 microphone. Alright, so you can hear, some differences. And just to let you know, I'm actually in my own computer room right now with the aircon going, and I think there's some rumbling outside because it's actually evening right now. People are actually coming home, right? There's some motorbikes and some car horns, this kind of stuff, all right? Motorbike engine, car engine. Do let me know if you can hear them through this microphone, all right? And what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to be raising up the microphone to be more of the same level as me, because I think some of you may not want to put the microphone on the desk itself. You probably have a microphone boom arm mount whereby you prefer to have it, higher, closer at the same level as you. For me, I don't have that arm, all right, don't have that mount extension arm for a microphone, so I'm probably going to be using the box of the microphone as a temporary stand. So as you can see from the camera, right now I'm going to tilt it a little bit more so you can see it here. All right, you can see in the screen here. Okay, so this is the microphone here. As you can see at the top here, green, it means that the microphone is activated right now. Okay, so now I've actually elevated it to be all about the same height as my mouth level. And of course, this actually narrows the distance now between my mouth, okay, and the microphone. Previously it was, I think, about 20 centimeters, right? So right now, let's do a remeasurement. I'm gonna do over here. Right, so now it's, it's about 40 plus, right? Yeah. So now it's only about 23. Yep, 23 cm, right? So you can do a comparison earlier on when the microphone is actually on the desk versus now the microphone is actually in front of me. Alright, so you can actually do a difference, alright, of how much is the volume differences, alright, when it's on the desk versus now it's actually on the same level as where my mouth is. Alright, and of course you can actually see the color changing right over here. Okay, so there's of course some options for you to actually choose. Alright, so there's a knob at the back. It's actually touch activated. Alright, so you just need to touch it. It's not a button, it's just a touch, and then the color will change. Yep, now it's, I think, a single solid color, and then it would slowly change to another color. And then if you change again, Yep. See, changes. Right. This is solid color. Alright. It's cycling through some of the solid colors. Now it's going to gradient. I prefer the gradient, right? Do let me know which one you prefer, whether you like it to be a gradient color, like changing from top to bottom, or you prefer one whereby it's just a solid color and then, or it's just a solid color changing to other colors. Do let me know which one you prefer. Alright, now the next thing I'm going to be testing is actually to show you how this so-called the cardioid microphone works. Alright, because there's a different way. This one is actually using, for this A8 microphone, is actually using a cardioid, like a spectrum to capture your voice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be turning it 360 degrees. Alright, so now I'm going to be turning it anti-clockwise to its right side, 45 degrees. So the microphone right now is actually 45 degrees facing away from me. You can have a comparison of how my voice sounds like through the microphone. And then now I'm turning it 90 degrees to the right. Again, see how it works. And now I'm turning it again 45 degrees. All right. I'm almost to the back of the microphone. Alright, do hear the difference. And now I'm turning it again. Now it's actually 100, and I've actually turned it 180 degrees. Okay, so the back of the microphone is facing me. I'm not increasing my volume, so you can hear the volume of my voice through this microphone. Next, I'm turning it again 45 degrees, anti-clockwise. Right. So now, I'm coming back to the front, 45 degrees, right? Let me know what you think of the microphone quality. Now I'm turning it another 45 degrees. Now I am 90 degrees to the front of the microphone again. Now I'm facing, probably is like the right side. Okay, earlier on I was facing the left side. Now I'm actually on the right side of the microphone. Do let me know what you think of the microphone quality. Next, I'm tilting it 45 degrees to the front. Alright. Now I'm coming almost a full circle. Now I'm actually at 45 degrees before the front of the microphone. Do let me know what you think of the microphone quality. Finally, I'm turning it back. Alright. Finally, I'm actually turning it back to the front. Is actually currently the microphone is facing me once again. You can skip through, you can go through this entire portion, alright, to have a listen to how my voice actually sound like, you know, at different angle of the microphone. So the next one is I'm going to be doing something whereby I'm going to lift the microphone slightly higher, because earlier on the microphone was lower, right? At the beginning of this video, at the beginning of this segment, the microphone was placed on the desk. Alright, so that gives you an idea of how my voice will sound like when the microphone is below your mouth. Right, so at this moment it's level with my mouth. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it slightly higher, probably around my forehead. Okay, so you have an idea of how your voice will sound like if, let's say, you want the microphone not to be in front of you, but to be out of the camera. Let's say you're doing a live stream, okay, this kind of stuff, but you want the microphone to be coming up from a top-down angle, all right, not a straight up in your face. You want it to be mounted higher and then coming from top in, okay, like from this angle here, okay. So now I'm going to be simulating that. I'm going to be holding it higher at this angle, all right, whereby it's out of, probably I'll make it out of picture. Okay, now it's actually slightly out of picture. You can only see it slightly at the top of my screen. Okay. Right, do let me know what you think of the microphone quality. Testing, 1, 2, 3. The A8 microphone is currently above. Alright, my mouth is around my forehead area. Okay, you can have a good microphone check. I'm actually not tilting my head, so that I can actually make this comparison a bit fairer. Now I'm going to move it back, placing the microphone back in front of me. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be fiddling around with the tap to mute. Right, so the next segment I'm going to be tapping this part so that you can hear the mute and unmute. So currently it's in green. It means that the microphone is active. Next, I'm going to tap it so that to actually activate the mute. Now I'm actually muting it. Okay, so this part, the microphone is reactivated again. So this is a pretty neat feature, right? To activate or deactivate the microphone. If you need something quick, like you have an incoming call, you need to mute it, yeah, you can just tap on it and this kind of stuff. So next thing I'm gonna be fiddling around with the volume knob at the back of the microphone, which is here. You can see it here. All right, this is the microphone knob. Alright, for the volume adjustment within the microphone itself. So currently, as I mentioned at the beginning of this segment, is actually at 50% level. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it down to 0%. So currently it's actually to probably somewhere around 25%. Let me do a check. Do a visual check at 25%. Somewhere at the quarter line. Yep, it's currently at the quarter line. Okay, so this is the volume level of my voice when the volume knob is at 25%. I'm going to skip the 50% because this is the level I have been using since the beginning of this particular segment. I'm going to go to 75%. 75%. There we go. Alright, so I'm using the same volume level. This is how my voice will sound like when the volume knob is at 75% volume level. Wait, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Next, I'm going to tune it up to 100%. Now I'm doing it. Aha, now it's at 100%. Alright, so this is how my voice will sound like. I'm still maintaining the same volume level of my voice, but through this microphone, it's being boosted to 100%. So do let me know what you think of the microphone quality, of the sound. All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, with some clap. Yeah, all right. Okay, next, now I'm just going to move it back to 50%, all right, the halfway line. All right, so we're actually at the halfway line here, all right, to the back. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be doing something like it's a fan test. I mean, some of you might be in your own room. You might not have the luxury of having an air conditioner in your own room. You're just only operating a fan. So what I'm going to do now is I have a small fan here. You can see it here. All right, this one over here. All right. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to switch it on so you can have a feel of how much sound you actually pick up from the fan itself. Okay, so right now the fan is switched on, so do let me know if you hear any wind noise being picked up by the microphone here. Do remember this fan I have on my desk is actually considered 45 degrees towards the back of the microphone. Alright, so do let me know if you hear any wind noise being picked up by the microphone here. Alright, or I'm talking as well. Okay, do let me know. Testing, 1, 2, 3. And I switch it off. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be implementing like some typing, because some of you might be doing live stream and this kind of stuff, right? And you are doing some typing as well because you're going to be replying to your viewers and this kind of stuff. Okay, so or you're gaming actually and you're like typing as well. Okay, so I'm gonna be simulating here. All right, so I'm gonna have my keyboard. This is my keyboard here. I place it at the back of the microphone. All right, it's on the desk. Do remember, my microphone is still at my mouth level here with the keyboard at the back, and I'm gonna be talking right now. Hi everyone. Yeah, come on man. Nail that fella. Use your gun, use your weapon, use your magic. Come on. So there's a lot, okay? And do take note that my keyboard is considered a bit pretty quiet, all right? As you can see, there's not a lot of clicks and this kind of stuff, all right? So it's pretty soft, okay? Yeah, but do let me know if you hear any of the keyboard noise being picked up by the microphone, all right, of the A8. There you have it. This has actually been my unboxing and my first impression of the A8 gaming microphone by Fifine, all right. Of course, do stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a full review of this microphone. I'll be putting it to various tests and using it with various different applications, all right. Do let me know down in the comment section what are some of the software you will wish for me to actually use this with. Till next time, my name is Johnny. See ya. Bye bye.